Now let's discuss about other standards which do have implications in respect of property, plant, and equipments. The fourth standard I would like to discuss is in respect of business combination. When think about an entity A is going to acquire entity B. So entity A is going to acquire entity B, which means entity B is going to transfer all the assets, including property, plant, and equipment, to entity A. Now, how to account for these transactions? How to account for these transactions? This scenario is covered by business combination, and this is dealt by IFRS 3. So no specific guidance is provided under IAS 16. This is what I mean. I mean, whenever you see any kind of M&A, mergers and acquisitions, you do not need to go back to IAS 16. You just need to look into the requirements under IFRS 3 and to get the job done. The fifth standard that I would say is IFRS 13, fair value measurement. Now, I just want to give you a very brief introduction to subsequent measurement. Under IAS 16, an entity can go for either the cost method in respect of subsequent measurement, cost method, or they can go for the revaluation method. They can go for the cost method or they can go for the revaluation method. In respect of revaluation method, the fair value is computed based on IFRS 13. The fair value of the asset is computed based on IFRS 13. In that case, whenever an entity is applying revaluation method, they need to go and look into see how the fair value is required to be computed under IFRS 13. The third point we will discuss, or the next standard that has implication over property, plant, and equipment is IAS 40. Now, IAS 40 deals with investment properties. We already discussed while discussing about the definition of a property, plant, and equipment, which means if there is any investment property which is going to be measured at cost, then in such a case, all the requirements are given under IAS 16, which means in case of any investment property which is going to be measured at cost, then in such a case, the requirements are given under IAS 16. The last standard and the most important standard is the presentation of financial statement IAS 1. This is applicable for all the entities. All the entities are applicable for this. What do we mean by presentation of financial statement? It specifies how we need to present property, plant, and equipment in the books of accounts. Whether do we need to classify property, plant, and equipment as current assets or in the non-current asset sections. So all the details regarding the presentation in the financial statement and respect of property, plant, and equipment is governed by IAS 1. And that's why it's really important to have a good knowledge of IAS 1 to get a good grip over IAS 16 as well.